story we're going to be analyzing this evening says, forget Biafra, Tinubu has taken care of it with good government line. So you can join in the conversation. You can give us your thoughts, what you think about the stories we're going to be analyzing this evening. Don't forget, start sending in your messages as we are analyzing the stories. First come, first served, as usual. Now let's move down to the details.
That was said on that day is hypocritical because right now everybody is seeing what is happening in the country. In 2024, Nigeria is the fastest growing economy in the world. And you can go and see, in 2014, under Goodluck Jonathan, Nigeria is the fastest growing economy in West Africa. In Africa as a whole, the largest economy in Africa as a whole. But today, we are not even among the first five. We are not among the first five. So we will remember, every honest Nigerian will remember Buhari as somebody who destroyed the economy of the country. Every sincere Nigerian will remember Buhari's 8 years as years of waste. Every sincere Nigerian will remember Buhari as somebody who championed nepotism in governance in Nigeria. Every sincere Nigerian will remember Buhari as an unforgivable hater. So this is what we should know of him. One, as somebody who championed the nepotism in the country, as an unforgiving hater, as somebody who destroyed Nigeria's economy, as somebody who brought hunger and suffering in the country. This is what Buhari will be remembered by. Understand? Death does not turn bad to good. Understand? When a bad man dies, he remembers a bad man. Understand? That a bad man dies will not make him a good man. So when they say don't talk about don't talk ill of the dead, it doesn't make any meaning. Understand? Jesus came to the world to forgive sins, not to wipe away history. So death does not wipe away history. Buhari is a hater. Buhari is a nepotist. Buhari destroyed Nigeria's economy, and our unborn children will not remember him. That's with good mind. So what Tinubu is talking about, well, to him, he want to deceive those who don't know. But right now, everybody, even his own people, his own government is saying that Tinubu inherited a dead economy. From who? From Buhari. They are saying that Tinubu inherited a dead economy. From who? From Buhari. Now check all the revelations that are coming from him. So what he's trying to do is to rewrite history, which is not possible. Internet does not forget. Internet does not forget. So there's nothing that Tinubu will tell us now that will change what we already know, what we are already living. We are in Nigeria, we are not in America. So we can tell the difference between 2014 and 2024. We can tell the difference between 2014 and 2024. So Buhari's 8 years is a years of waste.
Wow.
Buhari's 8 years is years of waste. So there's nothing good about Buhari and his 8 years in office.
So like you said, all this mentioned, you think they are the legacy Buhari built, and do you think
I'm giving you what should be Buhari's legacy? Oh, that's what is, not even what it should be. Okay. What is Buhari's legacy? That he destroyed our economy. In 2014, Nigeria is the fastest growing economy in Africa, the largest economy in Africa. But by 2025, we have become the poverty capital of the world, thanks to Buhari. Buhari introduced nepotism into politics in Nigeria. Understand? So these are his legacies, which is in the mind of the people. So forget about what was said during his book launch, or whatever.
All right, Doctor, do you think Tinubu plans to build on Buhari's legacy, or do you think
that's exactly what he's doing? That's why the suffering that he inherited from Buhari's government is continuing.
So you don't think he's going to bring out changes? Maybe he might.
You need to have capacity to do changes. Understand? You need to have capacity to do changes. Understand? So, and you cannot use the same mind with which you caused a problem to solve that problem. That's what Nigerians don't know. You can never use the same mind with which you cause a problem to solve that problem. You need a different mindset, and that's why we have not shifted from where Buhari left this country.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is Recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and we are discussing stories that made headlines during the week, of which we just finished discussing the first story, which says Buhari loved Nigeria, left admirable legacy. The statement was made by Tinubu. So when you call by 5, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Buhari really loved Nigeria? Do you think he left admirable legacy? And do you think that what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is saying is right? So we're gonna hear from you by 5 o'clock. Don't forget, start sending in your messages on WhatsApp. The number to send in your messages is 0817-175-6338. Do well to start sending in your message. Don't forget, first come, first served. Now we're going to move to the second story this evening, which says 80 million unemployed youths in national indictment, leadership failure. Obi made the statement. Former presidential candidate and Labour Party leader Peter Obi has delivered a blistering indictment of Nigeria's political leadership, declaring that the country's staggering youth unemployment crisis is not a failure of young people, but a monumental collapse of leadership. Obi stated this in his verified X handle on Tuesday while reacting to a recent Action Aid Plan International report, which revealed that over 80 million Nigerian youths were unemployed. He described the situation as a national emergency that exposes decades of political greed, policy recklessness, and misplaced priorities. According to the report, Nigeria currently tops the world in the absolute number of unemployed youths, a consequence of its large population and sustained economic mismanagement. Obi contrasted Nigeria's situation with South Africa, where a youth unemployment rate of about 60% translated to roughly 6 million unemployed youths, more than 70 million fewer than Nigeria's figure. When millions of youth are unemployed, it is not a youth problem, it is a leadership failure, Obi said. Doctor, do you agree with this statement he made here?
One, Nigerian youths are willing and ready to work.
Okay.
Nigerian youths are willing and ready to work. But the truth is that there's no work anywhere because this government, the Buhari Tinubu government, has killed the economy. The companies that are supposed to be employing are exiting Nigeria on a daily basis. Understand? The companies that are supposed to be employing Nigerian youth are quitting Nigeria to other countries with a friendly government. Understand? We are losing companies to Ghana and to other countries where there's a friendly government policies, where the judiciary is credible, is transparent. What these guys don't know is that this manipulation of the judiciary, this putting the judiciary in the pocket, is also affecting foreign direct investment, because no investor will come to any country where he cannot get justice if something happens to his business.
Okay.
So that Nigerians, that we have over 80 million unemployed youth, is a disaster. It is a disaster, and there's no country in Europe that have over 80 million population. There's hardly any country in Europe that has over 80 million population. So imagine a scenario, a situation where the whole country, nobody is working. And that is pure insecurity. They are saying that or they are looking for how to curb insecurity. You cannot curb insecurity when youths are idle, because an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So you cannot curb insecurity where over 80 million youths are out of job. You cannot, because they must find how to eat. They might find how to understand how to dress and how to do other things. And when there's no job, they will turn to bad businesses. They will turn to kidnapping. They will turn to armed robbery. They will turn to cyber criminals and so on and so forth. And all these are not the fault of the youth, because we have very intelligent youths. But the country has mismanaged them and turned them into different kinds. That's what they're not ordinarily supposed to be. And because of we have a bad government, Ebonyi State. When after the interview between Dave Omahi and Arufa Yoseni of Arise TV, some bunch of idle youths who are deliberately kept idle by government went on a protest. Understand? Because if those youths were busy, they would not have gone on that protest. So government wants such people ready for counter protest. So that's why they don't want to develop businesses in Nigeria, so that the youth will not be busy, so that they can be used for thuggery, bandit snatching, and so on and so forth.
What do you have to say about the Nigerian education system, like improving in equipping youth with skills for job market?
We inherited our educational system from the Britain, which is not hands-on. Understand?
Yeah.
British education is majorly theory based, which is outdated as we speak. Understand?
Yeah.
What is reigning now is a skill acquisition. It is no more what you know, but what you can do. So in that regard, we need to revise our education system to make it from theory to practical. And that was the idea of the 6334, which was brought before, but politicians deliberately killed it. Because if we have if we are a skilled nation, they will not have people they will be using for counter protests. If youths are busy, they will not have people they will be using for election rigging, bandit snatching, and so on and so forth. So this is government deliberate intentional sabotage on the youths.
But doctor, don't you think the youths also have to stand up and
and do what? And change the school curriculum?
No, not to change the school curriculum. That I'm talking about in the aspect of this skill acquisition.
What would the youth do? What would tell me? Because government is against the youth getting jobs. When you hear of any employment, sometime ago, under Buhari, we heard about employing youth in the 774 local governments in the country. At the end of the day, what happened? It didn't work out. So they are deliberately sabotaging any effort that will make Nigerian youth busy, because they have other means that they are using those youths. And okay, if a youth is is productive. Understand? He's feeding himself. If you give him 10,000 naira for his vote, he'll tell you no.
Yeah.
So when they weaponizing poverty, creating unemployment is is to make the youth vulnerable, so that when you bring 5,000 naira, they will roll on the ground for you. They will go and vote for you. So this unemployment is government deliberate sabotage on the youth.
Wow, if you're just joining us, this is Recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and here we give you stories that made headlines during the week, of which we just discussed two stories. The first says Buhari loved Nigeria, left admirable legacy. Tinubu made this statement. The second story, finished analyzing this evening, says 80 million unemployed youths, a national indictment, leadership failure. Peter Obi made this statement. Don't forget, by 5 o'clock I'm gonna be opening the studio line so you can join in the conversation and give us your thoughts on these stories. Don't forget to send in your messages, first come first served. As we're analyzing, let your message start coming in. Down to the third story this evening, which says Nigerian workers facing worst survival crisis in history. NLC President Ajeroju made this statement. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has warned that Nigerian workers are currently grappling with the worst survival crisis in the country's history, describing the situation as more severe than what was experienced during the Civil War or the era of austerity measures. In a statement issued on Tuesday, NLC President Joe Ajaero said the crisis of financial security has pushed Nigerian workers to the bottom of the economic ladder, even when compared with workers in war-ravaged African countries such as Somalia and Sudan. According to him, declining incomes, rising insecurity, and soaring living costs have combined to make daily survival an uphill task for workers, many of whom can no longer meet basic needs despite working harder. He said, the simple and natural progression is that a man must eat to survive. However, when a man's work does not provide adequate income to enable him to eat, survival becomes very difficult. When survival is as a human becomes a stiff struggle, the worker becomes deeply insecure as he becomes exposed to existential demands that can only be met financially. He said the Nigerian worker is heavily stressed and constantly on edge with little hope for savings, asset accumulation, or long-term security. Unfortunately, this has become the current lived reality of Nigerian workers and masses. Doctor, your analysis on the story.
Well, what you said is true, because ordinarily it is called take-home pay. That's what their wages are called, the take-home pay. But the truth is that it's not even taking them to the next bus stop. It is not even taking the workers to their next bus stop. So I keep on saying it. Workers are better off when they were receiving 30,000 naira a month than now. We heard that they are being paid 70,000
as a minimum wage.
Because inflation has made a mess of the money. Inflation has made a serious mess of the money. The value of that money is nothing to write home about. In 2014, 2015, anybody can check. We were buying a bag of rice between 6,000 and 6,500.
Yeah.
We were buying a bag of rice between 6,000 and 6,500. So that shows you, even though it wasn't a uhuru at the time, but you can still eat. You can still eat. Now imagine when a family of 4, because that's always a family of 6. That is a mother, father, and 4 children are given maybe 70,000 naira a month. What can that do for them? So what Ajaero said is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Nigerian workers are now, they are simply existing. The word is they are not living, they are existing. This government has made a mess of their mentality. This government has made a mess of their motivation. This government has made a mess of their inspiration. So they are just going to work. Just let me go out and come back, and not that they are enjoying what or they are going there to do, because at the end of the day, nothing worthwhile is coming out of it.
And there's no measures being taken to address this crisis.
Capacity must be there first. Capacity must be there. For you to put any measure, you must have the capacity, which is not in the present government.
All right, Doctor, talking about, you said there are multiple taxation and deductions. Workers face numerous statutory deductions, taxes, pension contribution, union dues that reduce take home. Doctor, what do you have to say about this? Because
the issue that everybody, not just politicians, everybody is stealing in the country. You are paying for what you don't even know. You just wake up in the morning, you see bam, 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 on your phones, deductions from banks.
Deduction from banks, even on the roadside.
Understand me? The deductions if you make call, you pay. Understand? If another person calls you, and you pay. So the only thing that the only ministry that is working in this government is the Ministry of Tax Paying. No other ministry is working. Ministry of Tax Paying. So every time they are on a research, what can we tax? What can we tax? So most Nigerians spend their money on what they don't know about.
Even to POS, I heard that also taxing those ones.
Well, POS, they say from January they must register with CAC.
Wow.
POS, which is a way poor people are trying
to survive.
This shows you that this is worse than when the children of Israel were in Egypt. This is worse than when the children of Israel are in Egypt. Imagine people who they have thrown out of job now getting POS business as a way of survival. They now say you have to register with CAC, a way of paying tax. A way of paying tax.
Apart from that, I heard they deduct 15 naira from every transaction they make, even
depending on the amount of any transaction, but it depends on the amount that you made. Understand? Even upon that, they still want them that they should go and register with CAC. Understand? Just like if you read today's newspaper, the Ayod Dende was talking about sex workers, touts, how they are going to be taxing them. It's in the front page of either Tribune or Punch.
Wow.
Sex workers and the touts, that they should know what to do. Maybe they will now go and form an association for sex workers. Now legitimizing illegal business just because you want money, because you cannot grow money of your own. It's in the front page of either of the newspapers today, either Tribune or Punch. So they want, if it's possible for them that to tax this air that we breathe, they will have done it. Understand me?
It is well. If you're just joining us, this is a recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Here I will give you stories that made headlines during the week, of which we have discussed like 3 stories this evening. I'm going to be reading them out for those that are just joining us. The first story we discussed says Buhari loved Nigeria, left admirable legacy. Tinubu made this statement. The second story says 8 million unemployed youths and national indictment, leadership failure. Obi made the statement. The third story we just finished discussing says Nigerian workers facing worst survival crisis in history. Ajero made this statement. Don't forget, by 5 o'clock, I'm going to be opening the studio line to hear your thoughts on these stories that are being analyzed this evening. Don't forget to send in your messages. First come, first served. Now to the fourth story this evening, which says 95% of Buhari's ministers should be in jail. APC chieftain Alwan Hassan made this statement. An All Progressives Congress APC chieftain Alwan Hassan has claimed that 95% of ministers who served under former President Muhammadu Buhari should be behind bars, alleging that their tenure was a period of unchecked power and alleged corruption. Hassan made the allegation during an interview on Channels Television's Politics Today program aired on Tuesday. Asked about recent scrutiny of Buhari-era officials, including ex-Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami and a former Labour Minister Chris Ngige, Hassan said 95% of the ministers under Buhari should be in jail by now. There has never been a time when ministers got free hands without supervision like Buhari's 8 years in office. You've heard what people are saying. The former president even told them to keep their documents ready because there will come a day when they'll be asked to explain themselves. Maybe he has seen what they are doing. He claimed corruption was rampant during Buhari's administration from 2015 to 2023. However, the chieftain acknowledged that a small portion of the officials who served in that government were not involved. And he also came to the Tinubu's. He said there has never been a time when government budgets were 100% released without interference by the presidency like Buhari's time. Now, Hassan's comments come amid heightened scrutiny of ministers and other officials who served during Buhari's 8-year tenure. He said this government is hands-on. Now he's trying to compare the Tinubu and Buhari's tenure. He said this government is hands-on. If you're talking about government finance, it's Asiwaju. Everyone knows this. Contractors like me are still shouting about unpaid sums. He is careful. He knows his priorities. Rather, it is not business as usual, I stated. Doctor, what do you think on this story? Do you think the two comparison is similar or different?
We're not. There's no two. What you have is one. Buhari Tinubu administration.
Okay, you merged it together.
Yes, because Tinubu said he's going to continue from where Buhari stopped. So what we have now is a Buhari Tinubu administration. So and the rot that started from Buhari's administration is continuing as expected. So it is very good that it is an APC chieftain that talked about corruption in Buhari's government. And this is what Tinubu is saying, that he left an admirable
legacy.
So this is, can I say, Satan fighting Satan, understand?
Wow.
So the issue is this: the records are there because Buhari, even as a young man, when he was the military head of state between 1984, 1st January 1984 to August of 1985, he has never had military presence. He doesn't know what is going on around him, even as a young man, even as a soldier. Then, as a military head of state, it was Tunde Idiabo that was doing all the work. He was just there as a ceremonial head of state. It was Tunde Idiabo that was doing all the work. Then when Abacha took over and appointed him as the chairman of a PTF, he got that's a consulting firm to run PTF. So he has not really done anything. That's when he was alive. I was saying that Buhari cannot write 50-page book of his administration. I was saying when he was alive, I was saying people who are listening to this program must have heard me say that Buhari cannot write 50-page book of what happened because he has never had that mental presence. He doesn't know what is going on around him. That was why what's her name? Aisha said that Cabals has hijacked her government, her husband's government, which I know is what will happen. Which I know is what will happen because he has never been in the forefront in anything he is doing.
Was it caused by his health, or was it a health
I
issue?
say, as a young man in 1984, he was a very, very young man when he became the head of state. At that time, it was Tunde Idiabo that was running the whole show. Then, if you want to, that time, if we see a tough guy, we call him Idiabo.
Wow.
That time, if we see a very tough guy, a very mean guy, we call him Idiabo, not Buhari, because the person that his name is on the lips of Nigeria and then is Tunde Idiabo and not him. Understand? So when PTF came on board, the sense, instead of him, he was made the chairman of PTF by Abacha, Petroleum Trust Fund. But it was that's a consulting firm that he used to run the PTF. That was why then 25 billion naira miss, and he said that he did not know anything about it. Which is true, because he was not the one running PTF.
Wow.
Which is true, because he was not the one running PTF. That was why it took him 6 months to appoint ministers when he came on board in 1985. 6 months to appoint ministers. But Donald Trump, before he was sworn in, all his ministers were ready. Understand?
Yeah.
The day that Donald Trump was declared winner of the nation, that very day he appointed his chief of staff, a woman, that very day. But it took Buhari 6 months to appoint ministers, and when he appointed those ministers, they were all shoe shiners, average people. 6 months, and he cannot bring up one quality person.
So, Doctor, with these statements that was made here, do you think there are chances of any minister facing legal consequences?
Well, Ngige was released from detention, and Mandami is also in detention. Understand? But what they have been doing is pick and choose, because Hedi Sisreka, or the former aviation minister, Omar Farouk, the woman, the minister of humanitarian affairs and others, all had case with EFCC. But what they are doing is just pick and choose. One, Ngige was not showing any real being active with APC, so they have to pick him. And former AGF Abubakar Mandami declared his intention to run for governor of Kebbi under ADC. So they also arrested him. Understand? So what all they are just doing is a kind of a coercion and intimidating people. Once or you are not on the same page with them, that's a problem. Because if Mandami did not cross to ADC, they would not have arrested him. I'm sure of that.
Okay.
If he had remained in APC, all this thing that they are saying that he sponsored terrorists, he did this and that, they would not have remembered it.
So you think all these are foul plays?
All these are games. All these are games to intimidate, to harass. That is what is going on.
If you're just joining us, this is Recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Here we'll bring stories that made headlines during the week. We'll finish discussing 4 stories. I'm going to be calling out the stories once again for those just joining us. The first story we discussed this evening says, Buhari loved Nigeria, left admirable legacy. Tinubu made a statement. The second story says 80 million unemployed youth in national indictment. Leadership failure. Obi said this. The third story we analyze is Nigerian workers facing worst survival crisis in history. Ajero made this statement. The fourth story we just finished discussing says 95% of Buhari's ministers should be in jail. APC chieftain made this statement. Now we are going to be moving to the fifth story this evening. Don't forget, by 5 o'clock, I'm going to be opening the studio line so you can join in the conversation. So you can give us your thoughts. You speak your mind on the stories that has been analyzed. But for now, let your messages start coming in. Don't forget, first come, first served. The fifth story rather says Igbo minister slams Southeast governors over silence on Nnamdi Kanu. The Concerned Igbo Ministers Commission (CIMC) has criticized Southeast governors over what it described as their continued silence and failure to act decisively on the conviction of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB), Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The group, in a press statement signed by its president, Reverend Tony Uzo, which was shared with journalists on Monday, said it was deeply worried and disappointed by the inaction of most Igbo governors, despite earlier assurances to the people that they will pursue a political and humane resolution to Kanu's case following the conviction judgment delivered by Justice Omotosho. According to this statement, the governors had promised to urgently meet President Bola Tinubu to seek Kanu's release, but only one governor, Alex Oti of Abia, has fulfilled that pledge so far. Till today, only one governor has kept that promise, Governor Alex Oti of Abia State. The rest have failed our people, the group said. The CIMC dismissed suggestion that delays were due to logistics or administrative challenges, insisting that the prolonged inaction pointed to a lack of sincerity among many political leaders in the Southeast. The group alleged that fear and jealousy were the real reasons behind the silence of some Igbo governors, claiming that many politicians were threatened by Kanu's popularity and influence among the people. Doctor, do you agree with this?
Well, I want to start by commending Alex Oti, because the issue is this: where somebody is coming from is very, very important, and where somebody is coming from will also determine how he will perform in the office. And when you take where Alex Oti was coming from, and where most of the other governors were coming from, understand? So you should see there's a very big difference. An instance where Alex Oti is coming from and where Hope Osadema is coming from. Understand me? So I'm not surprised at all of what is happening. So I want to commend Alex Oti, that is for visiting him. Understand? That's what a leader should do, because Nnamdi Kanu is not a criminal. Nnamdi Kanu is not a criminal. Nnamdi Kanu did not just say, let me hold the government that by the Jogunda. What Nnamdi Kanu was talking about is what is affecting every Igbo man. What Nnamdi Kanu was talking about is what is affecting every Igbo man. That since 1970 to date, we have not been reconciled to Nigeria. That is the message that Nnamdi Kanu is preaching, and which everybody know that is the truth. So then, apart from the governor who went that to see him, then the leaders of Igbos in Sokoto also went there that to see him. Understand? Yes, because last week I spoke with because the Southeast Council of Traditional Rulers is coming up with a communique mandating all those answering that's SND Igbo that to stop it. Understand me?
Yeah.
So their communique the Ezimu, that's Emmanuel Okeke, the chairman of Southeast Council of Traditional Rulers signed the document on Wednesday, because this week I spoke with him. I spoke with the Obi of Onitsha and others. So they have stopped them from answering this Ezendibo. Understand? Which I'm also in support, because you cannot come to another person's kingdom and begin that to answer His Royal Majesty, His Royal Highness. I'm not in support of that.
So, Doctor.
So on this, what this visit is showing is that now Igbos are convinced that that Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime. That he's not a criminal. Because if he's a criminal, there's no way these people that are visiting him would have gone to visit him. So they understand the fact, which is true, that he is a victim of Nigeria hatred on the Igbos. They know that Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for a better Igbo and a better Nigeria, because assuming that Nigeria is working, we all would have been happy to be called Nigerians, but it is not working.
But Doctor, why do you think the Southeast governors has remained silent?
They gave you the answer, understand me? Because if Nnamdi Kanu is out, where he tells they used to go, that's where they will go. Understand?
So
where he tells they used to go, that's where he will go. And many of them who are in offices today would not be there.
So you believe that some governors, they are afraid of his popularity and influence. That's why they refuse to come out. That's why they remain silent.
That is it. That's why during the day they will come and say release Nnamdi Kanu. In the night they will go and say don't release him.
All right, Doctor, about how is public pressure likely to influence the governor's actions? What role can the civil society organization play in pushing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release?
No, they have convicted him, which to me, as far as I am concerned, he is a prisoner of conscience. Understand? Nnamdi Kanu is a hero of the Igbo people. So they have convicted him. The only way out now is fighting for his pardon. Understand? That is the only way now, or going to the appeal court for the appeal court to upturn the judgment. These are the two ways that Nnamdi Kanu can be released. The case is already in the appeal court. So it is just appeal court upturning the judgment of the High Court, and then Board of Mercy. That's getting a pardon from the president.
Okay, Doctor. About Governor Alex Oti's meeting with the president, do you think it would influence all the governors to do something about the visit too?
I say over 70% of the governors in the Southeast are not serving all the people. They are serving the Fulanis. Wow. Understand? Over 70% of the governors in the Southeast are not serving Igbo people. They are serving the Fulanis. So it is those, it is Oti who we are sure of that is serving all the people that we believe. They say seeing is believing.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is a recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Here we'll bring you stories that made headlines during the week, of which we've discussed like 5 stories. Moving to the final one before I'll open the studio line to hear your thoughts on the stories that have been discussed this evening. Don't forget, first come, first served. Let your messages keep coming in. I'm seeing them. Let it keep coming in. By 5 o'clock, just prepare to call in. I'll be here to pick up your calls. Now, I'm gonna read out the headlines of the stories first before we move down to the final story. The first story says Buhari loved Nigeria and left admirable legacy. Tinubu made this statement. 8 million unemployed youth, a national indictment. Leadership failure. This statement was made by Obi. The third story says Nigerian workers facing worst survival crisis in history. Ajero said this. The fourth story says 95% of Buhari's ministers should be in jail. APC chieftain made this statement. The fifth story we just finished analyzing says Igbo minister slam Southeast governors over silence on Nnamdi Kanu. Now to the final story this evening before we open the studio line, which says forget Biafra. Tinubu has taken care of it with good governance. Dave Umahi made this statement too. Nigeria's Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, recently stated that the administration of President Bola Tinubu has addressed the long-standing grievances of the Southeast region through inclusion and development, making further agitation for Biafra unnecessary. Umahi made the comment while inspecting federal projects in the region, arguing that past agitations for a separate nation were driven by neglect, which he claims the Tinubu government has now corrected. These are the key points from Umahi's statement: infrastructure investment, political inclusion, Southeast governor support, call for unity, and vote. Umahi's comments have drawn mixed reactions, with some public figures and citizens on social media criticizing his assertion that he can speak of all Igbo people and linking his position to political alignment rather than the general consensus of the populace. Doctor, do you think this statement made by Umahi is a genuine one, or rather
not genuine? The issue is this: why we are hearing, I want Nigerians that to hear this.
No.
Why we are hearing that name Dave Umahi is because of where he come from. Ebonyi State. If he's come from Anambra State, he will not have gotten House of Assembly. If Dave Umahi is from Anambra State, he will not have even won House of Assembly. So why we are hearing Dave Umahi today is because of where he come from, because he's from Ebonyi.
So
understand me?
What does Ebonyi have to do with?
I'm telling you, okay, they will understand what I'm saying. If Dave is from Anambra, he would not have qualified to contest for House of Assembly.
Okay.
So that's why at times whenever I hear their names, I got that angry. Understand me? Whenever I hear, because they are not supposed to be making noise. Okay. Now, this man is a minister of road and infrastructure.
Yeah.
This man is a minister of road and infrastructure. Do you know that if you ask anybody who has gone for Christmas, ask anybody who has, it takes you 2 days to get to the east.
2 days.
From Shagam to Bini, it's almost a day journey.
Wow.
From Bini to Owerri is another day. And this is somebody who tells you that we have been taken care of. This is somebody who is telling you, a minister of road and infrastructure. They say that charity begins at home, but the road in the east are the worst in the country. The road in the east is worst in the country. He has been remembered. He is favored. Understand?
Yeah.
So he now feels that others are stupid. Others are idiots. We don't know. Understand? And he is the only substantial, the only senior minister in the southeast. And all these things came from betrayal of his people, because he submitted he sold his Abakaliki, his Ebonyi State to the Fundanese.
Oh.
So this is his reward for opening Ebonyi State to the Fundanese to come and take over. Ask anybody today who has gone to the east how many days it take him to go from Lagos to Owerri, Onitsha, Umuahia. So when he's talking about taking over, I would have heard I would have wanted to hear that the roads that Tinubu have done in the southeast.
That's what I wanted. I want to say, people from southeast, rather, I would love them to, come in and tell us
excuse me. He issued a statement. Was in the statement that you are reading, was the roads that have been repaired mentioned?
No.
That shows you who he is. The other day, I listened to him talking about roads in the north. He was mentioning the kilometer of road that's from Kanu Jigawa Sosanso Road, from Kanu Jigawa Sokoto road. From Lagos from Badagry Abuja Lagos. He never mentioned anyone in the east. And this is somebody who is telling Igbos to vote for Tinubu in 2027. And I also want to make that's another important information known.
Okay.
There's one fraudster, understand, who said that they have given him the best ministerial award, understand?
Wow.
That he is the best performing minister, understand? One Isuguzo, understand? And the same Isuguzo is also from Ebonyi State. The same Isuguzo is also from Ebonyi State. The Isuguzo is now using the name of Ohaneze, understand?
Yeah.
That Ohaneze has adopted Tinubu for 2027.
Wow.
Which is a lie. Understand me? The president of Ohaneze is Senator John Mbata. Understand?
Yeah.
And his deputy is from Abia State, because Ohaneze presidency is rotated among the 7 Igbo-speaking states. So this year they are in Rivers. Rivers is the last state. So from 2030. It will come back to A, that's Abia. And that's why an Abia person is the deputy now.
Okay.
Understand me? So that's how it is done. So Isuguzo has nothing to do with Ohaneze and Igbo. Understand me? He just using the name to beg for money. Even his so-called secretary, Thompson, not here, has he said that he has a chemist in Badagry roundabout. The drug in that chemist cannot fill a polythene bag.
Wow.
The drug in that chemist cannot fill a polythene. Go there, you even see bottles of Fanta, Coke on the counter in Badagry. So these are the elements I know too well. So the issue is this: the Igbo agitation has not been addressed. We have not been reconciled to Nigeria. We have not been. There's 2 laws in Nigeria: one for the Igbos, one for the others. That is why there's Sheikh Gumi can say anything and get away with it. Another person will say it and he will be arrested. MCM Ondomo can say anything and get away with it. Another person will say it and he will be arrested. Asari Dokobo can say anything and post any picture and he will go free. And an Igbo man will say the same thing and he will be arrested. So we have not been reconciled. They have not started treating us as one Nigeria, which is what led to the agitation. So saying that we should forget, nobody's talking about Biafra or no Biafra. What we are talking about is inclusiveness. Treat us as you are treating other people. Understand?
Yeah.
Appoint our people as you are appointing other people. So all the appointment that Tinubu has made in the last 2 months, have you seen any Igbo man mentioned? The answer is no. The answer is go back and check it. Did you see any Igbo man mentioned? The answer is no. And somebody is here because they have he has betrayed his people, and he has been rewarded. He is now talking. I said the only reason why we are hearing Dave Omahi is because it's from Ebonyi State. Assuming it's from any other state, he will not have even contested House of Assembly. He will not have even contested House of Assembly. So the agitation is still there. We are still begging to be reconciled with Nigeria. We are still begging for infrastructures in the southeast to be rehabilitated. We are still begging for the reconstruction of the southeast. This is what Govt said in 1970 when he declared his 3R. That 3R has not been met up to today. So what Omahi is saying, he's just saying it for himself.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is Recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. It is time to open the studio line so you can call in and join in the conversation. I'm going to read out the stories we analyzed this evening first before picking your calls. The first story says Buhari loved Nigeria, left a memorable legacy. Tinubu made this statement. The second story says 80 million unemployed youth, a national indictment, leadership failure. Obi made this statement. The third story says Nigerian workers facing worst survival crisis in history. Ajero said this. The fourth story says 95% of Buhari's ministers should be in jail. APC chieftain said this. The fifth story says Igbo ministers slam Southeast governors over silence on Nnamdi Kanu rather. The final story we finish analyzed this evening says forget Biafra, Tinubu has taken care of it with good governance. Dave Umahi made this statement. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. I repeat 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. This should be coming from Nigeria.
Welcome.
Chief Govt I agree to.
Thank you so much.
Compliments, Chief, I agree.
I wish you the best.
Please, if when you ask for money, is this thing being political or because he's working with APC and he's given a dizzy position? That is why he's making all these statements. Can repeat the same thing that he's saying now? Because if he leaves APC and things change, is he still going to repeat the same thing? Let me ask him, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in. Thank you so much for your thoughts. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. What's your thoughts on the stories? Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my doctor. Good evening, sir.
Welcome. Your name and location?
Choose calling from my dad.
All right, go ahead.
I'm fit. I greet you too.
Thank you very much.
One of the best moderators of our time. First come, first out. It's a good man. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, that way. First, the issue of the minister, that's a minister of works and infrastructure. Really, he had his own to say, but I think the statement needs to be critically looked into. What do I mean? Doctor has already said a lot.
Okay.
Yes. Coming from the back, like the Yoruba people will say, when an elderly man falls down, he will look at the back. But when a small boy falls down, he will look in front. The Biafra issue is a question that needs to be answered. And history is putting us into a very, very serious dilemma. We don't know which version we believe. In the morning, when the elder statesman was talking, brought with due respect Ikochuku Itochukwu gave us some narratives. But I want to believe, I think it will have eliminated all different versions and merge them into the correct one. That's number one. Okay. Then number two, they were saying that 95% of people in this thing should be in jail. If that is as it may, with due respect and in my own opinion, almost if there's anything like that, 105% of people presently serving now should be accordingly. How do I mean? At least during their time, we can go Lagos over the express road. The second, the third, the second bridge. Yeah. That the bridge was completed during Buhari's time, and the Abuja Kaduna railway, at least with some other interland road. Not to talk of somebody building road into through the river over the ocean. I don't know who is going to serve. I'm telling you the truth. That is a coastal road.
In some
that's Calabar. It is pathetic what we are having now.
All right.
Things are very critical. People are going through a lot. It is serious. Something must be done urgently. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling in. The number to call is 0700-903-903-903. What do you think about the stories that have been analyzed this evening? Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, welcome to the show. Your name and location?
All
right, go ahead.
And I greet your guest.
Yeah, he's greeting too.
The first person that said that Buhari loved Nigeria and he left a legacy of integrity and all kinds of things.
Admirable legacy.
Admirable legacy. It's also mentioned integrity there. Did I hear you right like that?
Yeah.
So Buhari left integrity and we are pursuing his ministers up and down. Now we are doing all of them. Is that not ironical? They should tell us something different about. You say Buhari left this thing and all his ministers, we are pursuing them up and down. So does he know what he is saying at all? I'm just surprised. So let me leave him with his Buhari because what I know is that what he is doing is not different from what Buhari did. And by the time he leaves, another person will come and pursue his ministers and himself, if possible. Number two, you talked about the minister. That minister that said there's no need for Biafra because
Umahi.
I don't even know his name. I don't even want to know his name. So go to I drove through Ebonyi State myself.
Okay.
Yes, recently. And the road he used cement to build it. All of them are broken down. Inside Abakaliki there. So you should not come and tell me that he has and then what I feel about this people is that they are just saying what their organ wants to hear. It's not that he doesn't know the truth. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
It's just what they are coming out to tell us is what their organ wants to hear. But they know the truth. They know that he has not done anything. But what they will just be saying something that will be good to their organ's ears. That's the simple thing there. And the man that said that what's the name of that labor guy that what's his name? Ajero that said that the labor Nigerian workers are suffering.
Survival crisis.
They are suffering. But what has he done? He has not done anything. Anytime he comes for strike, when it's 10 minutes to the strike, he will call it off and collect something behind. He should not tell us anything, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in. Thank you so much for your thoughts this evening. The number to call is 0700-903-903-903. I repeat, 0700-903-903-903.
Hello, good evening.
Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Your name and location?
Good evening, Dr. Arnold speaking.
Good evening.
Yes, my name is Joshua Perkins, former citizen of Nigeria, now retired.
All right. Welcome, sir.
Yes, I want to talk about the Obi statement.
Okay.
I know that quite a vast and informed Nigeria know why the youth are unemployed. Anything that happens in Abuja happens in my state. That's how it is. They like the youth to be idle, and they will use them anytime they want to do election. They cannot give them money for startups. They cannot give them money that will be useful. Once it's election, they give them gun and give them 200,000, 300,000. That's the highest they can get for at least a group of 5 to go and snatch ballot boxes. That's how it happens. That's why the youths are unemployed. And you ask whether the youths can go on their own. How can they go on their own?
But why can't they use that strength to do something with something good instead of, going to snatch ballot? What can they use this for good instead of bad? That's why I asked the question. Are
you aware that they are planning to tax us aside from the service charge that we are collecting?
Yes.
They are collecting with the service provider and other known and unknown charges that we are faced with.
Yeah.
Whether you are a low income earner or a mega income earner, you are taxed. Are you aware?
Yeah, I am.
Now, with that system in place, how do you expect a youth to mutter the money to go into productive ventures? Now, explain to me.
Well.
So that's why they would take that option. They have weaponized poverty. They have made sure that we do not have access to good healthcare system. They are encouraging wickedness. They are supporting anybody that is doing wickedness. Asari Dokubo, for instance, MC Oluomo, for instance, Segumi. This is to make any youth or anybody that wants to fight for the good of this land. It's to water them their spirit so that they cannot do anything again. That's the strategy.
Thank you very much.
Now, to the last question, you see, those days, as a worker, you work to save. But now you work to eat. Like Dr. Anosike said, if you have 30,000 naira, I'm a single person. In fact, if I were to be married, I would not be doing the job I'm doing now. 70,000 naira cannot even feed the family. And even a single person like myself, 70,000 naira cannot foot my bill. We just work to eat. It is not to save. Because you just get the salary and before you say jack, all the money is gone.
It's gone. All right.
And they are putting us under another. And you see what they want to do to POS people. And they are not criminals. They are not providing jobs. They are taxing people. If you don't provide job, how do you what moral justification do you have to tax people?
Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm very angry with them.
Thank you so much.
Be careful.
Thank you so much. Good evening to you too. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. What is your thoughts this evening? What do you think about these stories? Hello, good evening. Hello. Please do well to call us back, and the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, welcome to the show. Your name and location?
Yeah, good evening, Dr. Anna. My name is Chike. I'm calling from Ababa.
All right, okay, go ahead.
Yes, let me just go straight to the point because of the environment I am.
All right.
Tinubu is telling us that Buhari is the best thing that has ever happened to Nigeria. And I want to encounter that statement by saying that if Nigeria is a working country, functioning country, we are supposed to die in maximum prison. Because we brought Nigeria to what Nigeria is facing today. It's not what dying in that kind of a beautiful hospital I saw on live TV in London. The man is a disaster that has never happened in the history of this country. Secondly, Joe Adero is talking about the economy and stuff like that. I believe that what he said is true, though he's a bad guy, but what he said is true. And the kind of thing talked about rice, he said something about rice was 6,000 plus or 7,000 during a good long time.
Yeah.
That time I was still serving my orga, and we are into importation of rice. We bring rice from Tinubu to Cotonou area, the cheapest one. With landing price is about 3,800. If you come through Abapa to our staging area, that one will be between 4,000. So it is the street guy that buys from wholesalers, but the actual price that time is no more than 5,000 naira during good luck time. So the economy of Tinubu is doing good luck. And finally, there is this guy Tochukwu Uzukama. So what David Mahi said, we already know that David Mahi is a psychophantic guy. The guy is also among them. We already know him because I come from there. In fact, I know him in person. He's among the psychophancy. So, but what Tochukwu Uzukama is doing to us now is worse than that David Mahi own. Because the guy will come to this radio station and me, I was not born then. I'm still young. I don't know what happened then. So when you come and tell us that even me as a person, with my workers and my friends, my family, in Lagos where we have suffered so many attacks because we are Igbo. What we are facing as
I lost the call. Chikedu want to call us back. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. What do you think about the stories that have been analyzed this evening? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome. Your name and location?
My name is Obinna, calling from Mexico.
All right, Obinna, go ahead.
What Omahi was saying, he was saying what his master can hear and believe him. Then he will give him more promotion.
Wow.
Now, if Umahi built a railway station from Lagos to Abakaliki to Owerri, is it a crime as a minister of war? According to what Dr. Peter Nosike said, the road from here to east is not motorable. People suffer. He just saying that because he's in the government. If he want to say what he said, Nnamdi Kanu is the one to say it, and he will be out. Then sit round table with Nigerian government. We discuss it because we are not included in Nigeria. We are forcing ourselves to be included, but Nigerian state refuse. They marginalize us. Do you know that we are no more voting in Lagos state because it have been told us? Bayo and Onoga have told us not to vote in Lagos state, but we are still in one country.
Wow.
Do you know? Because they have told us that we should not vote in Lagos state. If you vote, you are your own. If you are killed or wounded, you are your own. And we are still in one country. We are still the same one Nigeria. So Omahi was talking to himself because he's eating egusi soup and ogbono soup, and his table is full of food. That is the reason why he's serving his masters. It's not talking for the Igbos. Before you say that type of thing, Nnamdi Kanu must be out. What is the difference between what Nnamdi Kanu did and the other Yoruba man? Well, what is his name? What is the difference? Is it not the same agitation?
Yeah.
But he's working freely. Then Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced to life jail imprisonment. So he's talking to himself. Are there any difference? Can somebody come and explain any difference between what he said and the Igbo? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for calling in. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. What do you about the stories that were discussed this evening? I don't know if I'm going to read it out again for those that are just joining us. We discussed about Buhari loved Nigeria, left admirable legacy. Tinubu made these statements. 80 million unemployed youth in national indictment, leadership failure. Obi said this. Nigerian workers facing worst survival crisis in history. Ajeru made this statement. 95% of Buhari's ministers should be in jail. APC chieftain said this. Igbo ministers slam Southeast governors over silence on Nnamdi Kanu. 6 and the final, forget Biafra. Tinubu has taken care of it with good governance. Dave Umahi made this statement. What do you think about all this? Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Please turn down your radio set.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Please, I want to thank so much Dr. Peter Anosike, having dealt so much on the expositions concerning Dave Umahi.
Right, sir. Your name and location.
Dave Umahi, if he really wants to prove himself,
sir, your name and your location first.
Travel by the road from Shagamu to East, Asaba precisely, and see the suffering of people that are going down to their home to celebrate Christmas. You see, he cannot just be talking of concerning as if he has concern over the welfare of the Southeasterners. But look at that, he even contributing in their suffering. As a Minister of Works and Infrastructural Development, let him go and fix the roads. The roads are terrible. People are not going home. By the time you go home from Lagos to East, it will take you 2 days plus to reach where you are going. And he's here talking about welfare, or rather concerns of Igbos. Please let him go and fix the roads. So I really thank Dr. Anosike for really giving an insight on his dispositions. Thank you very much, VOP. I'm Benson calling from Ojo. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. Johnson. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. What is your thought, or what are your thoughts on the stories that have been analyzed this evening? Hello, good evening. Please turn down your radio set, or you off it. Hello. Do well to call us back, and the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening. Your name and location?
My name is NUHU.
Your location, sir?
My address.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to complete all the rules for this too bad.
Sorry?
Are you hearing me?
What did you say?
I mean, all the rules to travel to East. It's very bad. When they fix all the rules. One thing again, take charge for all these security across the country. It's too bad.
All right.
So that I want to continue.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for calling in. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
My name is Robert. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Mr. I greet your guest. I've forgotten, but Anosike.
Dr. Anosike.
Thank you. The thing is that you people talk about unemployment. This issue will continue for a very long time, long as Nigeria government, when I say Nigeria government, I'm not referring to this Tinubu government alone. The Nigeria government will continue to borrow money and use it for consumption. Okay? When you borrow money, you are supposed to use it for infrastructural development, build companies, or you revive companies that will enable the youth to work, or the citizens of Nigeria to work, so that you will be a productive a country rather than a consumption economy. Okay, but over the years, we have seen where a country will borrow money, Nigeria government will borrow money, and at the end of the day, they will use it for consumption, and you left what you are supposed to do. So that's an unemployment factor. We continue, that unless somebody will mount the podium that will change or turn things around. That is the point. Let me talk about Nnamdi Kanu. Well, in every country, there are agitators. If you go to South Africa, you have Mandela there. You have Gabriel Salas, a lot of them. In Nigeria, many of them, they talk, they fight against government, okay? Whether what is done is wrong or what I want to say is that Nnamdi Kanu, his agitation, he continued for where Ojukwu stopped. Fine. For the people of the Southeast, like yesterday, I was discussing with somebody, a lawyer from this, and he was telling me this government have built they embark on gigantic project in the East to build roads, and I say, please mention the names. Let me see, when you mention name, it will enable me to judge somebody's performance. He could not measure. He was just, guessing. So, you see, the issue of Nnamdi is that most of these, the Southeast, me, are from South, they contributed to why Nnamdi was incarcerated. Visiting him in jail, to me, it does not really make any sense, so to say. The man was fighting. All of them were keeping quiet. Even in court, I was expecting them to go to court with him. None of how many of them, the governors, went to court with him. The leaders of Igbo, these big men, we hear their name today, that want to rule, like don't want to become, how many of them? But the man is in jail now. They are going there to visit him. Does it make sense? We are just praying that the president should, temper justice with mercy. Maybe if you appeal to High Court and they hear him, maybe his voice is heard, then the president should say, okay, either limit the jet is releasing, fine. You understand? Because other people have fight for this, they fall for this thing. Igboho is there, and other people, the same cause. You understand? Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for your thoughts this evening.
I want to say something.
All right, go ahead, Doctor.
On the issue of unemployment, actually, it did not start from Buhari's Tinubu's government. Understand? One, it started from our educational system because they failed to continue with the purpose of this sixth rate reform. Because the purpose is when you finish your first 3 years, if you are not academic inclined, you go to a technical school to learn one skill or the other. That is the purpose. If you are not academically inclined, after you are JS3, you now go to a technical school and go and then one skill or the other. So then as you are graduating, you have then one thing or the other. Another thing is this NYSC thing. I have been saying it is a jamboree. It is a jamboree. It is a waste of time. It's a waste of years. It's a waste of one year. Because they should turn it into skill acquisition. That 1 year of NYSC where a lawyer will go and teach English or maths in a secondary school, they should turn it into skill acquisition, so that when you go there, you learn one skill or you use that 1 year to learn one skill or the other. Then Now they are being paid about 70,000, 77,000 naira a month. That's what the allowance is. So if you are learning a skill, you know that at the end of the service year, you need to open up a business. You'll be saving some part of the money.
Yeah.
You'll be saving some part of the money. You can even maybe be eating 40 and saving 30.
30. And
Assuming there is maybe 30 people that learn the carpentry. Since they are in a large number, government can easily give them loan to start a business.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
If 30 of them join together with what they have learned in their NYSC and start a business, within 2 years they'll begin to employ other people. This Silicon Valley that we are hearing in the state of California, that's how it started. Because the dean of business studies in Stanford University said that every student in the university must have a business. That is how Silicon Valley started. And Silicon Valley can also start at the NYSC orientation camp. Understand? But government is deliberately is not doing it because they want to be using the youth for thuggery, for counter protest, for ballot box snatching, and so on and so forth. So that's exactly what is happening in the country.
All right. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome. Your name and location?
My name is Safanda. I'm calling from Ijebu.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, my talk is concerning national decline. You understand?
Okay.
I think I will say that those whom are here, although we have seen that most of our so-called leaders in the democratic leaders, if they have the possibility to be in the power, they only see for themselves for the rest of the Igbos. You understand? And what all of that, what if after the Nigerian government let the Igbos as Nigerian citizens, we don't talk about Biafra. You understand? So they will all review because of after the war, they see us as enemy of Nigeria. That's the problem we have in Nigeria. You understand? So I think what they should do is this. They should really around or let all the people, I don't know how they should really around the governors, make sure that they hear our word and go and get the time from there. Because most of us we are not happy to stay there because that's the only I have in Ebola now. You understand? So please, concerning
Oh, I lost that call. Do well to call us back. I'm gonna start reading the WhatsApp messages now. The week in review: the Nigerian workers got the worst condition of service ever in the land. I want to tell Ajero that labor union from 2015 to now is the worst in Nigeria. They abandoned Nigerian workers to the wicked hands of APC-controlled government. Shames Nigeria Labour Congress. All right, this is from Harry. Thank you so much for your message. Many people saw this about Tinubu that he is just okay gara man and he has therefore nothing to offer. Watch his speech. You will easily notice his emptiness. He should please respect himself. Okay, is this what the Yorubas can give? All right, thank you so much, Chinedu from Badagry, for your message. I'm seeing Buhari as one that okay, and seeing this present government digging around to bury Nigeria. And Mecca from Ogun State. Good evening. Thank you so much for your message. Good evening, VOP. Honestly, democracy is good. Oh, see the way Stanosike is a lambasting government. Are you serious? One said that was democracy. Okay, said Awolowo once said that was democracy is better than best military rule. Please bring a good financial expert like Mr. Shegun Shopperton to analyze. Oh, all right. I don't know your name. You didn't even mention your name. You just sent your message. Please write your name and your location after sending in your message. Good afternoon, VOP. Greetings to you, Doctor. Honestly, Doctor, you're a man of wisdom. Seriously, you don't have power, but God give you wisdom. Some people that have power, but they lack wisdom. The power that they have, they're using it to be borrowing money. Doctor, keep it up. Uluwa is a strength. Progress from Isola. Thank you so much for your message. Good evening, Dr. Nasikana. The Nigerian government have turned into the government of King Pharaoh and of Sodom and Gomorrah by taxing sex workers. We are really in trouble. Nigeria needs serious prayers because we're in the hands of our enemies. There are no good news anymore except bad news every day. May God deliver us from slavery. Adoche from Satellite Town. Thank you so much for your message. Okay, Inkem, thank you so much for your message. Thank you. Good evening, VOP, the moderator, and Dr. Anosike. Which Buhari did President Tinubu describe in that light? The one we all witnessed, or the one President Tinubu fantasized about before beguiling us all to vote for? Well, President Tinubu is free to describe Buhari in whatever light he chooses, but as for Nigerians, historians will record him in the right perspective. You see, politicians believe throwing propaganda around and using sycophancy to sing praises of themselves and naming everything roads or major projects about themselves when they are alive will put their names in gold. But when this generation is gone, our children will read literature from historians that are properly recorded. Oh my God, this message is too much. I'm gonna be cutting it short. Doctor, forget it. Most Nigerian youths aren't interested in skills that to earn daily wages anymore. The ladies prefer to do hookups. The guys prefer being a cyber cray or being a street urchin because it's less stressful and you can easily make millions from being an area disturbance in your community. On the labor, I'm not a fan of the NLC, but a lot of Nigerians have been stripped of job dignity because their take can't take them anywhere. Workers who trek kilometers to find cheaper transport to and fro work daily. Don't you encounter people who beg you to pay for their transportation back home daily? On POS, when you make transactions of 10,000, you pay 15 naira on internet transactions. On the sex workers, Dr. Taiwo, the initiator of this tax wahala, has said it that sex workers will pay tax now. On Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, let us leave theory. Going by Justice Omotosho's promo cement, Mazi Kanu is officially a convict, and a convict is a criminal because before the law, irrespective of whatever we think, until the judgment is upturned or he is granted a presidential pardon. Architect Olaleko in Ijaye. Thank you so much for your message, though it was kind of too much. Good evening, VOP. Are you surprised that after Tinubu has more than 2 years as president that he rolled out any benefit from the citizens of Nigeria, but he is rolling out how he will tax same people he has never provided job to? He has never made any effort to remove any of illegal tax collectors like police, army, and other non-state actors. Only when it is time for election, they will be receiving those they would deceive. Chinemere from Aguara. Thank you so much for your message. Good evening, Dr. Peter and Faith. Mr. Nisike has said it all. The government knows what they are doing. They know if there is a job for the youths, there will not be time for snatching the ballot box and so on. And it was in the APC government. Dennis from Surulere. Thank you so much for your message. Okay, good afternoon, VOP. Dr. Nosike should explain what he means by saying Dave Umahi is from Ebonyi State. Is he discriminating that he's not Igbo or what? Doctor, the question is for you. Or a number of people are more Igbo than Ebonyi. Igbo with discrimination. Abraham from Lekki, Aja, Lagos. I think you didn't listen to the analysis till the end. Anyways, happy weekend, Dr. Nosike and sister in the house. My name is Faithfulness. Thank you. Whenever Dr. Nosike is giving history about how they run this country, it makes sincere Nigerians very angry. If I need to go from Egbeda, okay. Oh, thank you. It's your thoughts. Good evening, Faithfulness and Dr. Nosike. Is Tinubu joking or what? What legacy did Buhari left behind? Anyway, birds of some feathers flock together. A failure always breeds a failure. The difference between Buhari and Tinubu administration is in Buhari government, he was being misled by Cabals because he is completely empty. But for Tinubu government, Tinubu is the Cabal himself. I believe Umahi was talking to people from Ghana because everyone in Nigeria knows that the Igbos are being marginalized by this Tinubu government. He is just observing table manners. John from Ijaniki, thank you so much for your message. Good evening, the presenter and Genius Dr. Nosike. My take is on the 80 million Nigerian unemployed youths. National indictment. It's a pity that Nigerians found themselves in this avoidable economic mess. As a matter of fact, the Nigerian government is deliberately using bad economy to subdue the conscience of teeming population of Nigerian youths to canvass for election. Just as the Genius has said, unemployed youth are easily tricked into selling their votes with small amounts of money, as small as 1,000 naira. See, Nigeria is supposed to be one of the biggest growing economy in the world, but wrong government has plunged her into various criminalities ravaging Nigeria today. An average Nigerian politician do not consider the well-being of Nigerians in general, but their personal pockets. Funny enough, some gullible Nigerians were benefiting from left over by the politicians, and their ally are praising the government. A from Agege. Thank you so much for your message. Okay, what's wrong with us? Everybody, every day na Igbo cry up and oh my God, David from Oshodi. All right, thank you so much. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. This is about from Oshodi.
All right, go ahead.
Please, I want to let Peter Nozuki, my friend, knows that all this analysis we are making will not help Nigeria. The problem in Nigeria is having is this. We are letting people without conscience to rule this country. People without wisdom, people wicked heart to rule us. That's the problem of Nigeria. 1979 during Shagari time, I was a pretty big agent, man. We have never choose the market mind in our election. They always give those people they want, not the one the Nigeria wants. That is what is worrying Nigeria today. We imagine this our last election. Tinubu himself said that Nigeria did not vote for him.
Wow.
Tinubu said it. He said Nigeria did not vote for him. That he bought over the election. He said it. It was Ahmed that put him there. You understand what I'm saying? The whole Nigeria know, the whole world know that Tinubu was not Nigeria's mind. It was Peter Obi. So all these things we are facing is because of our leader that we are putting it there. So please, Nigeria should know that it's not the leader for the wicked heart that is worrying Nigeria. They are very wicked to us. You understand what I'm saying? Please, all these things we are saying will not work. What will work is this coming election. Nigeria should get up and choose a good leader. If we need to be there for 20 years, we remain and we continue to talk every day. It will not help us. What I want Nigeria to do is this. Let us pray and work hard. Not only pray, our prayer without work is nothing. We pray and work hard. Then we now choose our good leader. This coming election, let everybody come out and vote for the person we want, and we wait and make sure that that vote counts. Because we don't forget it tomorrow. People will not listen to us.
All right.
If you want to go to Demomai, Demomai knows the truth. He knows the truth very well that this government is not working. We know that Igbo are being marginalized. We know that very well. But we want to show them that we please Tinubu. If we don't say that we arrest him. We all know this. So please, we should face the reality, not analyzing, blaming Tinubu. We should face the reality of what we want. What we want is a good leader. People do not have conscience are ruling Nigeria. People do not know anything are ruling Nigeria. In this country, we see minister of education who don't know anything about education. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, Samuel was minister of power. It's a lawyer. You understand? Let people that know something in this country, Nigeria will be okay. Nigeria is a blessed country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Baba, for your take on this story. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my sister. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Your name and location?
Somebody from the Solo.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, somebody asked initially that we should compare Kanu and Igboho. It's a very, very funny question if you look at it very well. They both started in a diplomatic way. You have the right to make a move for your succession. But for Kanu trespassed with his actions. Yes, he trespassed. Igboho just said that anybody that were killing people in his own town, that he doesn't want them in that land again. And that was it. But as for Kanu, he was telling his people, he built up his own army. He was now telling people that they should start sitting at home. They should kill innocent people that come out on Monday. And also during the time of, NSAS,
He was not the one that started the problem in Lagos, but when he saw that it was getting by, he now put himself as if yes, he was the chairman. He was now doing all these Biafra broadcasts and all those stuff like that. Go through the radio transmitter in Iyala, go and burn down police station. How many people have you killed? And many stuff like that. Coupled with all his rhetoric that he was using. So those were the things that shot him on the foot. You don't expect that kind of person that killed the husband of Dora Akunilia and other many innocent people to just go like that. Never. It is not possible. Then for your analyst, Mr. Anosike, it's better for this man to stay as a lecturer. But whenever it comes to do this bias analysis, I just get...
What bias
analysis? Yes, it's bias. It's bias. Listen to me. It's bias because any small thing, you just be giving fake figures and stuff like that. He said somebody should tell him now what government has done for this thing. Fine, maybe the government has not done anything. But what about the current chief of air staff? Is it not an Igbo man? Ken Anike, what did they call him? He's the warlord of Ojuku. Is his wife not there? Dave Umahi, is he not part of the people that they put in government? So and he was talking about something like Ebonyi. What does he mean by Ebonyi? That Dave Umahi is an Ebonyi man.
That's why you think analysis he asked.
What does he mean by Dave Umahi is an Ebonyi man? He should explain that to Nigerians. Finally, he did not clear anything. That shows that he's also biased about saying maybe Anambra people are the first class people, why Ebonyi people are the Osu people, as you people call them. Finally, concerning the transfers of votes, we know a lot of Easterners what they are doing. A lot of their voters card they are transferring from their Eastern restless region. They now want to come to the West. Everybody come here that they want to come and change our political narration. That is wrong.
Wonderful.
That is wrong. We won't take that anymore.
We've heard you. It's your thoughts anyway. What can we? Doctor, I know Doctor is going to say something about this.
I want to react.
Okay.
The issue of Dave Umahi. Dave Umahi said that Nigeria, that Igbo should forget about Biafra. That Tinubu has taken care of our problems through good governance.
Good governance.
And I asked a question. He is the Minister of Works and Infrastructure. Understand? And I am telling you that going from Lagos to East now takes you about 2 days. What has Dave Umahi as the Minister of Road and Infrastructure done in the Southeast? That Tinubu should forget about the marginalization, discrimination, understand, and embrace him. That's my question. Understand me? That is my question. And I said, and I keep on saying, the only reason why we are hearing Dave Umahi is because he's from Ebonyi State. If he's from Anambra State, he will not have been qualified to run for State House of Assembly. I would say it anywhere. Understand me? So I can't remember that. Let's go on, share that.
All right, let us go on.
It's a shoe shiner.
Instead of pouring more fuel to the fire. All right, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Good evening. Your name and location.
Yes, you see how Nigerians are.
Yeah.
Somebody will come and tell you that because they are appointed a man and Ojuku's wife, and is that development? Is that how to measure development? They are coming here to say that this man should have remained in the classroom. What about what you have told you that from here to this will take 2 days? Have you gone to investigate? And if these people just come with it, you should have asked him since this administration came to. What has he achieved? What has the government achieved? And what is that better now that it used to be when Buhari, that we are all castigating now, when Buhari was here and now? It is not better off than when Buhari was here. You understand? So people just come with some ethnic to come and promote their own bias. But what I'm trying to say is that we are all in this mess together. That's what I will tell your caller. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And again, the quality of their life is not better than us, even though we are being marginalized, even though we are being discriminated, but the quality of their own life is not better than that of our own. Understand? Because God gave us that strength, that uncommon sense, that we will survive anywhere we are. We are not beggars.
You know, I'm thinking
We are not beggars.
this man that the last not the last caller, actually the one that called before, is it that he's in a separate Nigerian from us? Like, is all this
That's what Fenda calls suffering and smiling. Maybe his Lagos and he must be a tenant in his own state.
God help us. Hello, good evening.
Thank God, I just entered now.
Wow.
I've been calling and calling and calling and good evening.
Good evening. Your name and location. Please off your radio set.
Yes, I've done that. I'm calling from AJ.
All right.
My name is Afan. Dr. Anasike, I salute you, sir.
He salutes you too.
Please, don't mind those of people who call and said, is it because of you see, Dave Umar is just like a boy that is praising his master. So I could not expect any other thing from him. Knowing fully well that is where he's eating from. So he can't say otherwise, because if he does, the work might be taken away from him and be given to another person. So what do you expect him to say? It's just like that. Even the devil himself has followers. So why would we say that we should forget about Jeffrey? Because he has never been among those who crave for it, and he has never been among those who, fight for it. So he doesn't have to. He has the guts to say we should forget about Biafra. I don't know. One thing about most of our Eastern brothers is that whenever they got an appointment in this administration, they will forget where they are coming from. They will, put their benefit, then they will sell their brain, and sell their conscience, and every other thing that makes them an Igbo man, they will sell it off to money, because that is what the first thing that comes into their mind is money. As they are, for the fact that they're making the money, every other person can go to hell. I don't blame him.
Thank you.
Ashebi, he normally travel with plane. He doesn't travel on the road. Has he been? He will travel with road. Then travel from Abuja. Straight down from Benin bypass down to Onitsha. Then he will now open his mouth and say what he's saying. I don't blame him.
Thank you very much.
He has getting enough Ghana must do, so he should continue saying nonsense.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for calling in. I'm going to be rounding up now with some of the WhatsApp messages before we call it a wrap. I'm sure Tinubu laughed in his mind after saying Buhari loves Nigeria with love. Did Buhari even love himself? When Ngige was a minister, you also how he mocked workers repeatedly. He thought he would remain in power forever. Now that he and Malami are out, they should enjoy the consequences of their deed. Tay, I'm not going to read out all these messages. They're too much. I'm just going to cut it. Same people who say Kano is not guilty will tell you Simon Ekpa is guilty, even if the same act landed them in trouble. Hypocrisy everywhere. Tay, thank you so much for your message. Good evening, and this is the Tase's statement to pull everything down if the elections are rigged, and not to sell calls for calm by the media to President Tinubu and the APC that will buy it. All right, thanks so much, Toshiko Adele. The message is much. Good evening. What Dave Umahi said is a pure truth, and most Igbos don't want to accept the shago from Alagbadu. Okay, thank you. It's your salt. Good evening, Dr. Unfaithfulness. Nobody put Nigeria into economic mess. Nigerians put themselves into economic mess. There's always a price for recklessness. Emmanuel, thank you so much for your message. Okay, you said if you send the studio number to your right, I've been calling it since. Do what to hear next time. Hi Faith, they said Igbos are not politically astute and therefore cannot be present in Nigeria. When Peter vied for president, they called convulsion. They said we were not talking, but whenever we started talking, they said we are tribal bigots. They called names, we did not respond. They started catching code. What do we do to these people? They lose our common patrimony on our exclusion. We did not talk. Okay, you didn't mention your name, but thank you for your message. Refer from Sulera. For me, 100% of the boats Buhari and Tinubu ministers should be in jail. If I were to be the president of this country for just 4 years, I will use those 4 years to build and renovate prisons, and I will use that 4 years to jail all the public office holders of this country that has stolen, embezzled, and looted public funds. Thank you so much. But you didn't mention your name. Good evening, VOP, Nigeria. Okay. In a same country, your president, ministers, senators, governors are your servant. Okay, thank you so much, Dio, for this message, but it's much. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here with this final message. Good evening, VOP. Good job. Is it only the Igbo that were marginalized in Nigeria? What about Hausa, Yoruba, Edo, Ijo? Please, if all should come out, what will be left of Nigeria? We are all in it together. Abraham from Lekki, Aja, Lagos. Thank you so much to our callers. Thank you so much to those that sent in the message. For our listeners, thank you very much. Our YouTube family, I appreciate you all. Thank you for staying here with us here on Recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm gonna be wrapping it up here because World News at 6 comes next. I'm so happy having you all here this evening. Doctor, thank you so much for the analysis this evening.
Thank you for having me, and thank you listeners for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate, and Merry Christmas in advance and Happy New Year also in advance. Do well to enjoy your holidays. I remain your host, Faithfulness Woke. Till we meet next time.